Today I'm going to share with you the exact things I do to my Bermuda lawn in the month of February. It's a step 1 program, so let's get right into it. Now, before you begin any type of lawn care program, one of the most important things you want to do if you've never done one before is a soil test. Guys, you gotta do a soil test if you've never done one before. It's easy to do. I'll link one in the description below, but basically you have really two options. You can pay a little bit more money and have a soil test kit delivered to you through the mail from Amazon. You just dig up the soil, place it in a cup, and send it off. You get your results usually in about 1 to 2 weeks. The other way, a cheaper way, is to take the soil sample yourself to your local extension office. Last I checked, it's about $9 or $10. Very easy to do, but it's going to paint a bigger picture on exactly what's going on in your turf. This video is meant as a guide, and it's going to show you the general things you should be doing to your Bermuda lawn, but a soil test is going to be more specific to you and your situation. Now, before I do anything to my lawn, the first thing I'm going to do is take out the lawnmower and bring the lawn down. My situation is a little different. I brought my lawn down from 1.5 inches to 1 inches, but for most people your lawn is going to be somewhere around 2 to 3 inches. Whatever the height is, you want to bring it down. If you're at 3 inches, bring it down to 2 inches. If you're at 2 inches, bring it down to 1.5 inches. But you want to bring it down, and it's going to cause you less of a headache later on in a few weeks when it's time to scalp your lawn. Just remember to bag up your clippings and dispose of it. Do not mulch. After I mowed my lawn, the next thing I did is wait 2 days at a minimum. 2 days later, I came out and used a post-emergent to kill off the existing weeds that happen to break through on my turf. Now, most of the breakthrough is on this hill right here. I'll get into that later on in this video, but basically I'm using standard products anybody can get, but the most important thing is to make sure it's safe for your turf type. You're watching this channel, and I'm assuming you have a Bermuda lawn. If you do not have a Bermuda lawn, you make sure you get the exact product that's listed for your turf type, and you make sure you read the label. So what I'm doing here is using a standard Ortho Weed Be Gone and Image. The brand name is not important. What's most important is the active ingredients. In the Ortho Weed Be Gone, it's 2,4-D, quinclorac, and dicamba. These three things combined are going to give you a wider coverage. It's going to knock off roughly about 70% of your existing weeds. So the instructions calls for 2.5 fluid ounces of the product into 1 gallon of water. So I filled the 1 gallon sprayer halfway with water, and I mix 2.5 ounces of the Ortho Weed Be Gone and mix it into the 1 gallon sprayer. Next, I take the Image, and this is where I like to spike the Ortho Weed Be Gone. And basically what this is going to do is increase the percentage of the amount of weeds you're going to able to kill and knock off. Image is really there to knock off the hard to kill weeds. The two most important ones I see this time of year is annual bluegrass and wild onion. What's most important is that Image will take care of these. So I mix 2.5 fluid ounces of the Image and pour it into the 1 gallon pump sprayer. Add a little bit of methylated seed oil. The exact chemistry behind this is not important. What's important is that methylated seed oil is going to improve the sticking power of the active ingredients and allow it to penetrate the weed surface. So I add just a little bit of the methylated seed oil, then I fill the pump sprayer all the way to the 1 gallon mark. I like to add a little bit of marking dye. Although it's optional, I feel a marking dye is gonna help you out and show you where you've been, and to make sure you're not doing a double or even a triple application. So I add a little bit of a marking dye. And after you do all this, the most important thing that you need to do is to shake the canister. You want to shake it really well and agitate the chemicals. Now, the beauty about spraying weeds on a dormant Bermuda lawn is that the lawn is brown and anything else that's green is a weed. So I'm spraying anything that's green. You just go about in whatever walking pattern you want, and to make sure you spray. You want to spray, but keep moving. Don't just hang around one spot for too long. Now, after you spray, this next step is most important. You want to make sure you do nothing to your lawn for a few days. With ortho weed be gone, you want to allow the chemicals to sit on the leaf surface for as long as possible. With image, you want to do the same thing, but image is a little bit different. Within 7 days, but after 24 hours, you want to water the image in, and it needs to get down into the root zone. So knowing this, I waited 5 days. 5 days later, I came out, and the next thing I did, I used a Lesco 007 and spread my granular pre-emergent all over my turf. I went at the heaviest bag rate. The other thing I did, any hill areas, I tend to apply a little bit heavier on my pre-emergent, because I find the hills are where the water tends to run off faster and wash away some of the chemicals much faster than other areas. This next important step, after I lay down the pre-emergent, is to water it in. You have to water the pre-emergent in order to activate it. But more importantly, watering is going to push down the chemical barrier. But I did not just come out and just water. I did light watering. I did multiple light waterings throughout the day. I find this technique works better as opposed to one heavy watering. So I did multiple light watering, roughly about 10 to 15 minutes each. That day I did about 3 light watering, and then the next day I did 2 more. Light waterings is the key. You can also rely on Mother Nature to help you water the product in, but just be careful. You don't want to apply it and then a day later you get very heavy rain. It's just going to wash the product away. So you make sure you do light waterings. You can also rely on Mother Nature, but just make sure it's not raining too much in a short amount of time. So light waterings is the key. After that, that's it. That is all I'm doing for the month of February on my Bermuda lawn. Now I have ryegrass in the front, and that's a different story, and I'm going to go over that in the next video. But for now, for the month of February, let's recap. If you haven't done a soil test, do a soil test. Come out with your lawnmower and mow your lawn. Bring it down. You're not scalping, but more like doing a pre-scalp. So bring it down. Whatever height you have it at, bring it down just a little bit. After you do this, after you mow your lawn, you wait a minimum of 2 days. After 2 days, I come out and used a post-emergent. I used the ortho weed be gone, and I used the image. Mix them together with a surfactant or methylated seed oil and add a marking dye in order to aid you as a visual reference. You spot spray. After you spot spray, you wait again. You want to wait a minimum of a day or 2. I waited 5 days. After I did that, I came back out and applied my granular pre-emergent. I used a standard Lesco 007 and spread it on my lawn. Focus on the areas where you have hills. Go a little heavy on those areas. And don't forget to water your pre-emergent in. Most importantly, you want to do multiple light waterings of your pre-emergent. Hope you found this video useful, and if you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe for more future content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you later.